So for the next few sections, if you can count electron regions, you can potentially memorize your way to all of the answers. And plenty of people do that. We are going to try to explain the answers because long-term understanding what's going on kind of trumps memorization. But just pointing out that people do it both ways. So an electron region is just where you find the electrons on the atom. And you always are looking at the central atom, that's the middle one. You aren't looking at what the outside atoms are doing. It's this middle atom that gives rise to shapes and a lot of information, not stuff on the outside. So what are electron regions? So if you have a single bond, remember that's 2 electrons in it, that whole area is considered one region because it's stuck between 2 atoms. It's not like it's traveling all over the entire molecule. It's just stuck there. That counts as one region. If you have a double bond, and remember that's actually 4 electrons, but again, they're all 4 are stuck between 2 atoms. So it's not, again, like they're going places. It's just where the electron density is, where all those electrons are. That counts as one region. Triple bond, and we know that's 6 electrons, but again, that's one region. And then finally, you might find a lone pair on the central atom. We know that's 2 electrons. Those lone pairs, even though they do have more freedom of movement than like a single bond pair of electrons bonding electrons. Oh, and sometimes they're called non-bonding electrons. But even though they have more freedom of movement, they're still just considered one region. Now, I will let you know that we are going to be adding to this whole idea of counting electron regions and the names. We're adding to it in a few lessons because where we begin with this theory is that it assumes that those don't matter, and they are going to matter. So let's look at some examples right here. We're going to look at this carbon atom. Again, we're not looking at the outside atoms. We are not looking at the outside atoms. That's like one of the first points of confusion. Pretend you don't see all those lone pairs on the outside atoms. We only care about the ones on the middle atom. So there's a region of electron density, there's a region, and there's a region. So that just has 4 regions. And again, here's this one. So that counts as a region, that's a region, and that's a region. So that has 3 regions. This is a region, that's a region, that's a region, that's a region, and that's a region. So remember that those double bonds, they just count as one region, even though they have more electrons in them. That's 5. And then lastly, and I didn't write this one, NH, H with a lone pair. 1, 2, 3, 4 regions. So that's a pretty easy place to start.